Hey everybody, sorry that we're a little bit late this week. I'm going to be shooting this video from inside my office, a little bit different location. The other conference room is full, and the training room is just too big and pointless. So this week I want to talk about prospecting again, because this is the time of the year to be out there prospecting. It is of the utmost importance that that's what we focus on the most right now. Last week we talked about the fact that spring is here and the number of sales is going to jump by 4,000 additional sales within the next 3 months, which means that it's time to get out there and start prospecting. Frankly, I've been doing it myself, and there's some painful parts to it, but it is what it is. I called my cousin. He's in a divorce, and I called him the other day to ask him for the listing. Well, I wished him a happy birthday, and I kept it short and sweet. And then I said, hey, if you're going to have to sell the house, I would love to help you out, and certainly, I'll make it right for you. Trying to allude to the fact that it's a family deal, and I might give him a little bit of a discount or something like that, without just coming straight out and saying discount. And he brushed me off at first, and I thought that was kind of weird, but we kept the conversation going. And then a couple minutes later, I circled back around and I said to him, hey, so like I said, if you need to sell the house, I'll help you out. It's easy for me to get the home sold. I can get it sold fast for top dollar. And so I can come up there. It's a house in Irvine. So, and at that time he said to me, I took the real estate courses. And I said, you what? And he said, yeah, I took the real estate course. And I said, you're getting a real estate license? And he said, yeah, I'm thinking about it. And I just, I paused, and I was just like, oh my gosh, are you serious right now? You got a real estate license? No, you're not. You didn't get a real estate license. This guy's been in telecom sales for corporate entities for like 30 years. He makes like $250,000, and he does really well. He owns $1 million house in Irvine and has nice cars and all this stuff. And I said, that's craziness, But so then he starts asking me questions about how to sell and how much I make, and if he can do it as like a retirement or side income and this and that really got my wheels turning. It got to the point where I felt like now I'm really going to turn on the sales, because if he's going to try to approach me and my business, I think that's pretty silly. So I started going on into details about what the job of a real estate agent or a real estate sales professional really is, and why should he just assume that he can just come into real estate and start selling houses on the side. And I started with asking him about his job and his career and how long it took him to start making real money. And, then he started to almost answer his own questions, right? Like, oh yeah, I didn't make any money for 5 years in this industry. Like, what makes me think I can just go into real estate sales and start earning real money? And so long story short, at the end of the conversation, I just hit him with it again. I said, listen, don't be stupid. You can't sell your own house. I'm your family. Yes, I'm going to help you do this. But when you're ready to sell the house, call me and I'll come up there and I'll walk you through the process. So that's just a little bit of side story about how these conversations may end up going. It kind of took me for a curve, right? Like it's interesting when somebody tells you, oh yeah, I'm going to get a real estate license and sell my own house to save on real estate commissions. Like, oh, really? Yo, gee, great. But that goes into stuff that I've talked about in the past in terms of the low barrier to entry in our industry. It doesn't take much, a 16-hour online course and then a state exam, and all of a sudden you've got a real estate license. That's kind of a very low barrier to entry for an industry, a career that can pay you as much as it does. There's many of us in the office here who earn quite great livings because of building a professional sales career. And so I just want to make sure that you guys understand and articulate your value correctly. And so let's go over some of that stuff today. And I also want to focus on geographic farming. Last week we talked about working your sphere of influence, and that was good. And I hope that you guys watched that video and continue to message me for the right scripts, or come in and meet with me to go over the scripts and do it in person together so that you feel more comfortable about it. But today I want to kind of go over the door knocking script. That looks pretty grainy, so I doubt you guys can read it on the screen. But for those of you at home that are watching this, if you want this script, I'm more than happy to give it to you to use when you go out door knocking. Real quick about the door knocking script, there's two different options, right? There's the pre-open house script, which is the most valuable, I think. That means you actually have an open house to do on the weekends, right? Or it doesn't even have to be on the weekends, but that coming weekend. And then this script is used as you're passing out flyers throughout the week before your open house. And it's pretty straightforward. I'm just going to pretend like I'm doing it to you right now. So knock, knock, knock. They answer the door. Hey, my name is Sandro with Big Block Realty. You know, right? You get your big smile. Oh, hey, this is Sandro with Big Block Realty. I won't take up too much of your time today. We just listed your neighbor. We, right? Nobody cares that it's not actually your listing. You just might as well take over the ownership of it in terms of conversation. We just listed your neighbor's house over on 123 Apple Street. And I just wanted to stop by and invite all the neighbors to the open house this weekend. Can I leave my flyer with you in case you know someone who's interested, right? They're never going to say no to that. They should be super receptive to that and not close the door, slam the door in your face or anything like that. And it's pretty straightforward. They're going to say sure. And that's when they unlock the screen and then you reach their hand around to grab the flyer from you. And you say, okay, thanks, have a nice day. And as you're handing them the flyer to turn around and walk away, you say, oh, before I let you go, have you guys given any thought to making a move? Right? And that's the moment where they grab your flyer and they look at it and they go, well, I hadn't really given it any thought, but how much is the house listed for? How much did Bill and Susie list the house for? And they look at it and they go, oh, wow, 123 Apple Street. Oh, this is a nice picture. Oh, $699,000. My goodness sakes. I bought my house for $425,000 in 2012. Oh my gosh. I can't believe it. Hey, honey, maybe we should consider moving, right? And you're standing there just soaking this all up. And you realize, oh, these people may be a good option. And so it's at that moment that generally they're going to want to engage, right? And this is where your conversational building rapport skills really come into play. Have that conversation with these people, chum it up with them, do that whole thing. Just be careful because especially when you get really good at this door knocking script, these folks are going to want to chat. That's the worst part about this whole thing is that you're not selling anything. So most people, they want to talk. They just want to chum it up with you. And they want to show you their renovated kitchen, and they want your opinion of the value of the renovation they did in the backyard, or they added a pool, or whatever it is. That's all well and good, but you've got to learn ways to cut the conversation and get to the point. So the point is, hey, folks, I really appreciate you chatting with me today. I promised that the sellers that I would get all of these flyers handed out before I have to leave to pick up my kid today at 3 o'clock. So if you are interested in knowing more about the value of your house and possibly selling, then I'm more than happy to come by tomorrow afternoon about the same time. And that will give me a chance to kind of look at the competition and find a model match to your house and see what they're worth. If that works for you, I'll come back tomorrow at 3. Does that work for you? And then if they say, well, sure, yeah, come back. We'd love to know. what our house is worth, then you know that you might have a seller there. But if they at that point they say no thanks, we just wanted to chat, we're going to live here forever, then you just exchange some pleasantries and move on. It's that simple. I don't want you guys to spend too much time on that whole building rapport. I mean, hey, if you're a talker and you can talk your ear off and let somebody talk your ear off for a long time, then go for it. But the problem is that you won't get many of your flyers out if you chat with every single person in every house. So I'll let you manage your own time, and you know that can work for you. You do what's right for you. There's also a little note about the actual, if somebody does want a free, no obligation value on their house, bring a listing presentation. When you go for that second meeting, make sure that you're there prepared to actually take the listing. That means a full listing prep package, which if you don't already have one, come in and I will build it with you, branded to you, so that you can use it with your clients, and a listing agreement. Ideally, you'll have a listing agreement right there ready to be signed. So that's that. There's a second script, which is the general door knocking script, right? The general door knocking script is if you don't have an open house to do in the weekend, on that weekend following. It's a lot shorter, but similar sort of thing. It's, hey, my name's Sandro with Big Block Realty. I won't take up too much of your time today. Inventory is super low right now, and I have buyers that are looking in the area. Have you guys given any thought to selling your beautiful home, right? Super straightforward. If yes, chat, build rapport, and set an appointment, come back and give them a free no obligation valuation on the home and sign a contract. If no, leave your card and or your flyer and ask them if they know somebody else who's looking to buy or sell, right? Because the whole point of prospecting is to get more leads, right? So I just want to spend a little bit of time on that. Like when you're actually chatting with someone, you should be asking them if they're going to give you the time to talk to you about real estate. And these are strangers, by the way, or anyone for that matter. If they're going to give you that time, why not ask them who else they know that's looking to buy or sell? Like that's the whole idea. Your other option is buying internet leads, right? And then you're going to buy internet leads and grind them out. Or you can work your sphere. Or you can get a list from your title rep and start calling in your farm. But face-to-face, belly-to-belly interactions are always a lot better and a lot more impactful. And so asking for the business at that time is really what's going to brand you as the neighborhood specialist and going to make them feel warm and fuzzy about giving you a solid lead. So anyways, those are the general door knocking script. That's the general door knocking script and the pre-open house script. I also want to show you guys how to actually pick a farm. And so I'm going to do that now with on the screen, but I'm going to have to flip the screen around so that you guys can see it. Let's see if I can do that while we're on the line together. All right. Let's go here. I'm going to grab the camera. Hopefully I don't lose you guys or anything weird happens. There's the office. There's my screen. Now, is that going to allow you to see the screen now? All right. Let's see what's going on here. Might be too much glare to do that, so I'm going to have to do that in person with you guys. I don't think that's going to work. We'll see. I can't see the glare. All right. So talking about picking a farm. Let's see how this is going to work. Going into Paragon. Let's see if I can see what the screen looks like on the other camera. There we go. You guys can see that. All right, good. All right, so this is Tim Stone. We don't care about Tim Stone. Let's get this out of here. Renew. All right, so when we're picking a farm, we're going to go in and we're going to try our best. Gosh, it's so shaky. I wish I could get this so that it was perfectly angled for you guys. Let's see if this is better. All right, that's pretty darn good. So when we're picking a farm, we're just going to basically go in here and we're going to search your farm area. So we're going to hit search, residential. And what we want to do, we want to look at active listings, back on market, contingent, pending, sold. And then we're going to choose, I'd ideally want you guys to do detached houses only. I don't want you doing open houses for condos if you can avoid it. And then we want to choose a market area. So let's just, for the sake of conversation, choose 92106 Point Loma. That's my zone. That's where I'm currently living. And then we're going to go date range. I only really want the last few days. So 71 deals active, pending, sold in the last week. So that's a pretty decent turnover neighborhood. What we also want to look at, and I can give you this in writing too for those of you that want to see this, is the fact that we want to look for areas with multiple different agents. We don't necessarily want to go into a farming area where one agent owns all of the listings. That's just going to make it more and more difficult for you. So what I'm looking for here is turnover, and I'm looking at market time. So 2 days on market, nice house, 830 grand, nice views, awesome. Looks like this person already has an open house. That's one of the cheapest properties in the area. What I want to do is I want to look at the map. There we go. And I just want to get a general feel for what's going on in Point Loma, right? And so I already, before I started this video, I already knew that Point Loma had a very good amount of homes for sale. But the idea of teaching you guys to do this is so that you can pick farm areas that actually have enough sales to work with. I don't want you focusing in rural parts of town where there's no sales going on and there's nothing for you guys to do. That's going to hurt your ability to get homes sold. So anyhow, picking a farm, this is my farm area. Ideally, you're not going to choose all of a zip code because that's just too large. You want it to be less than 1,000 homes. So see this area right here? There's 10 deals for sale right here between Cannon and Talbot. So I would choose a farm around Point Loma Community Park, for instance. And I would ask the title rep to give me a list of everybody that lives from Rosecrans, west of Cannon, west and south of west of Cannon, south of Catalina, and I don't know, I would pick a line over here somewhere. And basically, I would prospect to everyone around Point Loma Community Park. And this would become your farm. And you would work in this area repeatedly over and over and over because obviously you can see there's a high turnover in this market area. So that means there's plenty of people moving, plenty of sales to be had, plenty of commissions to be made, and plenty of houses to talk to. So I'm going to go back, put the camera back up here, see if this gets back to normal. And let's see if you can see me. Great. So Farming systems made easy. That's a flyer that I've got for you guys as well, that I can give you to go over more details in terms of how to start farming and geographic farming. There's a million different things that you can do, but excuse me. Today I wanted to keep this one short and sweet because the engagement through these videos is not as good as the engagement when people come and we meet together and we actually build out your systems. And so I'm going to start shrinking these videos down and just create, I should say, invite people in to come meet with me in person. And I've got some changes coming down the pipe in my own life. Soon, I'm having a baby soon and moving to Carlsbad. So I'm not going to be in the corporate office as much. I'll be working out of the Carlsbad office. So I may be doing more video trainings like this. But again, I would much prefer to train you guys in person, face to face, so that we can build out these plans for you in your own style, so that it's the most impactful. I mean, ideally, that's really where I want to be the biggest help to you guys, because I don't know how much these training videos are really helping. Yes, I mean, I'm giving you guys a lot of great stuff that I've collected over the years, but I think that this video format is a little bit impersonal. And so, you know, just to end on today's note is another invitation to have people coming in and meet with me in person to go over all the details of how to start farming and get out there, what to say it, well, how to execute, basically how to lead the horse to water and make them drink, so to speak, is something that a little bit of a funny, but I've been saying it for years and it makes total sense. So anyhow, things are changing over the next couple of weeks. I'll be up in Carlsbad, much more office for the North County folks. But again, don't ever hesitate to call, text, or email me if you have any questions. I'm here for you 24/7 to your success, and have a good day.